Good morning. May God fill with His blessings all those attending online our Mass today, where the Gospel speaks of the Pharisees being very strict about the law and forgetting the core, which is love of God and love of neighbor. Many homilies today will focus on not being hypocrites, on the law made for the human being, so that the human being can relate well with God and with his neighbor. But since I was teaching Christology for more than 30 years, my focus today would be the Son of Man is Lord of the Sabbath. Son of Man. Title Christology po ang tawag dyan. Because in Christology, the most crucial questions, two. Who is Christ? What did He do for us? Untitled Christology seeks to answer these two questions with the titles that are given to Christ in the New Testament. Son of God, Son of David, a prophet. But what is the favorite title that Christ used of Himself? Son of Man. Which many Christians do not really understand. And in fact, the exegetes tell us, even the synoptic writers, the writers of the gospel, were a little bit embarrassed with Son of Man because Jesus used it more often than we can see in the Bible today. Son of Man. I always refer Son of Man to Daniel 7. The vision of the Ancient One, Laon in Visayan, their name for God, forever. The vision of the one who has been living forever. The one who had been living forever sat down on one of the thrones. His clothes were white as snow, and his hair was like pure wool. His throne, mounted on fiery wheels, was blazing with fire, and a stream of fire was pouring out upon it, depicting the transcendence of Yahweh, the Almighty, the Ancient One who lives forever. What did the Ancient One do? During this vision in the night, continued Daniel, I saw what looked like a human being. He was approaching me, surrounded by clouds. He was given authority by the one who had been living forever. He was given authority, honor, and royal power so that the people of all nations, races, and languages would serve him. His authority would last forever, and his kingdom would never end. So, when Jesus used Son of Man of Himself, He was referring to the Son of Man who was given honor and power and authority by the one who lives forever. And so, He is claiming that He is a transcendent being. When He uses Son of Man, Jesus means He is one with the Ancient One. I and the Father are one. Gospel of St. John. And St. Paul, reflecting on the self-identity of Christ, on how Christ looked at Himself, said in the readings yesterday, Colossians 1:15-20, the Son of Man is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn of all creation. For in Him were created all things in heaven and on earth. So He had creative functions. Whether thrones or dominions or principalities or powers, all things were created through Him and for Him. So I am relating the readings, first reading yesterday, Colossians 1:15-20, to the gospel today, the Son of Man is Lord of the Sabbath, which we already related to Daniel 7 and the Ancient One, the one who lives forever, giving Him all authority in heaven and on earth. So St. Paul continued, He is the beginning, the firstborn from the dead, that in all things He Himself might be preeminent. Preeminent ang Son of Man. For in Him all the fullness was pleased to dwell, and through Him to reconcile for Himself creative function, redemptive function, reconciling not only human beings, but the whole universe to the Ancient One who lives forever, making peace by the blood of His cross, redemption, through Him, whether those on earth and those in heaven. So you will forgive my becoming Christology professor again, but I think we should deepen our understanding of Scriptures. St. Jerome, ignorantia scripturarum, ignorantia Christi. Kung hindi mo alam yung Bible, hindi mo rin kilala si Christ. Paano mo makonect yung Son of Man na ginagamit ngayon sa Gospel with Daniel 7? Paano mo makonect yung Gospel today, Son of Man, with what St. Paul said in the reading yesterday, Colossians 3:15-20. Colossians 1:15-20. Kababasa ko lang. Preeminent. The Ancient One in the Old Testament and God the Father in the New Testament willed that all the fullness of the divinity should reside in Christ. That's why He is the firstborn of all creatures. All things were created through Him, and with Him, and for Him. So now, we are celebrating the Eucharist in the shrine of Jesus, the Divine Word. The Divine Word is the made flesh, is the Son of Man. And the Word was made flesh and dwelt among us. That's why He can save us, because He is equal to God the Father. He can pay for our infinite sins. He can save us. He could fulfill us. He could bring us to the kingdom of His Father, the Ancient One who lives forever. And the Son of Man, the Divine Word, the firstborn of all creatures, of all creation, He told us, this is my body, this is my blood. Whoever eats my body, drinks my blood, will live forever. We are commemorating, we are remembering what He said. And He is present with us today. Even if we are not in this empty church, very big church, only 4 seminarians are here, He is still present. Whether you are in British Columbia, whether you are in Dubai, whether you are in Southern Australia, yun yung laging nanonood mga taga Hong Kong, nanonood sa online. God is present. He lives forever. He is everywhere. He pervades the whole universe. And He is here with us today. The Son of Man who is Lord also of the Sabbath.